News Channel 15.
Straight ahead on News Channel 15 at 6 o'clock, the NAACP returns to welcome centers with a message for Attorney General Charlie Condon. Plus, authorities in Horry County learning how to rescue patients of a different kind tonight. All that plus Jen's in tonight with your forecast. Walt's got sports. Stay tuned. Your local news is next.
You're watching WPDE News Channel 15 at 6. And now, the Grand Strand and PD's #1 source for local news. WPDE News Channel 15.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for your local news at 6. I'm Ann Stevens. We are coming to you live tonight for the first time from our new studios in Conway. In the next few weeks, you'll see a lot of changes and improvements here at WPDE News Channel 15. Of course, we will continue to bring you the best local coverage of the Grand Strand and the PD. Our top story tonight, just days after South Carolina Attorney General Charlie Condon filed a lawsuit against the NAACP and their border patrols, the civil rights group is out patrolling the borders again. And this time they have a message for Condon. News Channel 15's Anjanette Flowers has the story.
A small group of protesters gathered at the Dillon County Welcome Center this weekend. The NAACP is once again asking tourists not to spend money in South Carolina. They also had a message for Attorney General Charlie Condon.
The NAACP has decided that the border patrols will still go on despite his efforts to try to silence the NAACP. We aren't going to be intimidated by these lawsuits or any other threats.
Last week, Condon filed a lawsuit against the NAACP, saying their border patrols are illegal. The civil rights group says that's not true.
We believe that what we're doing is right. We believe that it is permissible under the law. In fact, it is in accordance with the law of the land. Our actions are protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, and because of that, we're going to continue to press forward with this kind of peaceful protest.
The NAACP says they will continue to patrol the borders until the Confederate flag is removed from State House grounds. In Dillon County, Anjanette Flowers, WPDE News Channel 15.
Condon's lawsuit doesn't just target the NAACP's border patrols. He says it is illegal for any group to protest at the state's welcome centers. In other news, this Saturday night, one person is dead after shots were fired at a nightclub in Dillon County. The Dillon County Sheriff's Department says it happened at the Old Folks Home nightclub around 4 o'clock this morning. Investigators say two cousins got into an argument inside of that club. Police say that's when DeMarcus McDuffie shot his cousin Elton Johnson in the neck. Johnson died as a result of that gun shoot. McDuffie is behind bars tonight awaiting a bond hearing. Meanwhile, a man who escaped from the Dillon County Detention Center is still on the run tonight. The Dillon County Sheriff's Department says Vincent Idlet Jr. escaped Thursday night around 9 o'clock after climbing a wall. Idlet was charged earlier this month with a carjacking that led to a chase in which 3 police cars wrecked. If you have any information about Idlet's whereabouts, you are asked to call the Dillon County Sheriff's Department. Police are still looking for 2 men they say robbed and shot at a Florence businessman yesterday at an area bank. Investigators with the Florence County Sheriff's Department say a man had just pulled up to make a deposit at Carolina Bank in Quinby when he was approached by 2 men armed with a gun. Police say the robbers and the man got into a scuffle and the robbers drove away with the money. Police say the victim followed them in his car and the robber shot at the victim. Luckily, he was not hit. Police are looking for 2 black men with dreadlocks driving a black 2-door Chevrolet with dark tinted windows and chrome rims. Police say the 2 are considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information, call the Florence County Sheriff's Department. Several Horry County first response agencies were working on some specialized training this afternoon, except they weren't learning how to help human patients. They were training to help victims that walk on 4 legs. News Channel 15's Brian Williamson joins us live from the newsroom with more. Brian.
And it's part of the county's large animal rescue training class. Now the goal here is to help law enforcement officers learn how to help when the victim is much bigger and much stronger than a person.
We're going to show you later on this afternoon.
Rebecca Jimenez is a doctor with the Clemson University Extension. She's teaching these police officers and emergency rescue workers some of the do's and don'ts for large animal rescues. Jimenez says this instruction is necessary because of the increasing dependence on emergency response crews.
Used to be you could call somebody down the street and get them to come help you if your horse got caught in a ditch or was in a trailer wreck. That doesn't happen today. The first thing that happens in this situation is people call 911.
Jimenez is showing these law enforcement agents how to pull a horse up by its legs if the animal is trapped upside down in mud. Now, this may seem like an odd situation, but it's just one of many unusual scenarios she's pointing out to everyone here. The officers taking the training class are learning how to use rescue devices of all kinds, like these restraint ropes. One officer says it's good to see many different agencies represented here.
We have joint efforts from all of public safety. We have agencies from North Myrtle Beach, Horry County Environmental Services, Wildlife, and with Horry County Police combining their efforts to try to for one common good.
Rebecca Jimenez says one important part of this training is the safety of the rescue workers, in addition to the safety of the injured animals.
So we want to increase their ability to respond in an efficient manner, as well as increase the safety of the victim, keep the rescuers when they respond safe so that they don't get in a situation where they could be injured.
Horry County is now one of just 4 counties in South Carolina to have a large animal rescue training team. Live in the newsroom, Brian Williamson, WPDE News Channel 15.
Brian, thank you. Meanwhile, a group looking for change in South Carolina's family court system voiced their concerns this afternoon at an awareness meeting in Myrtle Beach. The main issue here, reforming the state's paid guardian ad litem system. Guardian ad litems are the people who act as children advocates in the courtroom, particularly in custody battles. Earlier in the week, prosecutors rallied outside the Horry County Courthouse. Let me rephrase that. Protesters rallied outside the Horry County Courthouse and passed out literature outlining their problems with the family court system. Organizers of today's event say they are here for one reason.
For the children. We're here for the children. The children need more of a say in family court. The judges need to listen, the guardians need to listen. These children can tell you what's happened to them in their homes. They can tell you where they're the happiest.
Owen says one of her main concerns is the amount of money the paid guardians receive. Earlier this month, the House Judiciary Committee approved a bill to reform the current system. It is time now for the first check of the forecast, and Jen joins us to let us know what it looks like for the rest of the evening. Jen.
Well, it was a chilly start to the morning, that's for sure, but we warmed things up nicely. Turned out to be a beautiful day here in the Eastern Carolinas. It looks like we will be ending the weekend on with some very good weather as well. I'll have all the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Ann?
Thank you, Jen. It's time to take a break, but we still have more to come here on News Channel 15 at 6 o'clock. Hundreds of Harleys took to the streets this weekend, all for a good cause. The story next.